Hello folks and welcome back to, I guess what I'm going to do here is, for the month of October here, we're going to just go through a couple different games and just see what's going on. This is a new game for me and it's been a lot of fun. So there's some tutorial levels, there's stuff that we have here. I have not unlocked everything, but basically the idea here is that you build little factories that make letters, and then you can use different parts of those factories to make the letters change. And that will make a whole bunch more sense here in just a moment. So if we take a look at the letter I, basically what we do is we have our little base here and we build it up to go to this. And this thing's just going to spit out what we need, which is all well and good. Nothing big deal with that. But let's go over and take a look at some other stuff that we have here. So we take a look at the letter V. What happens here is we have this bad boy, which is our letter producer, and the only thing you produce in this entire game is the letter I. What you then have is this is a merger, and it's going to merge two letter I's together, and if we place it in the right spot, or if we get rid of it, we can do that. But let's go ahead and put one here and one there, and then we're just going to drag this up, and then they're going to merge together. And when we hit this little play button, you'll see that we have the I and the I joined together, and they're going to create a V. So it's not a complicated game by any means. The idea here is that you go through and combine things together to do their thing. Not a big deal. So let's go ahead and type a word in here, and I don't know, let's try echo. So we have echo, and up here you can see we have to have E, a C, an H, and an O. And we have all of these things available to us. So we start off with our base level, which is an I. We have the ability to push the I into the side, which create a curve, which is a C, or up here in the green, we can turn it around. So we can make a P, a D, a B, whatever needs a curve, we can do. This orangey yellow kind of area, this allows us to flip horizontally or flip vertically, depending on what we need. And then we have joiners or mergers. So this joins or merges two things, this merges three things, this merges four things. So let's take a look at the letter O. And generally, with what I found with this game, is you're trying to get the fewest number of factories and processes necessary to make something. I should say there's two goals here. One is to do that, or two is to produce it as fast as possible, which means you're going to need more factories. I prefer to use the fewest number of factories as possible, but you'll see when we go through here, I'll give you stats about what kind of is necessary to make each thing. There's no zooming in or out. This is the area you have to work with, so we have that. So I like to start off here, like we're going to make our O over here and connect it up, and then we'll make the H, the C, and the E. I've actually not made an H in this game, so we'll figure out how that goes in just a moment. But let's go ahead and start off with the letter O. To generate a letter O, we're going to need to have this thing get bent in. So I'm going to take this red dot, I'm going to click, hold, and drag, and connect it to the blue dot. And then that red dot's going to be able to do things. I don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but we're just going to go through and get this set up. So you can see it's going to make a C like this. Now to make an O, we need the kind of the C to go the opposite way. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the horizontal transfer here, and let's just put it right there. We'll connect this to the blue, and that's all well and good. But then we need to join this C, and we're going to use two paths out of here. So this one's going to go up and get it set up. And that'll make a whole lot more sense. I'm terrible at explaining this, so let's make a whole lot more sense here in just a moment. But we're going to go red to blue here, and red to blue here. And what that's going to allow us to do is make a letter O. Now what we're going to do is go down here on the bottom left hand side, hit that play button, and you'll see the I go out. You'll see one of them will go out with the C. This C is going to go over, and this one gets turned around a different way, and when we combine those together, we get the letter O. Not a big deal. Let's take a look at this letter H here. So if we break down a letter H to its most basic things, we need to have a straight line, a horizontal line, and another straight line. So we're going to have to turn one of these straight lines, which will be right here. We're just going to have that run out, and we're going to have it turn in there. Then we're going to use a three-way merger. So we can have a straight line, we can have a horizontal line, and then we can have another straight line come out, and that should make a letter H for us. The letter C we've already made. So I could put another factory on here if I wanted to try to even everything out, which I might. Or if I just wanted to do it in the fewest number of factories, I'm just going to take this output of here of the letter C and go up and do the same thing here. And then we finally have the letter E. If we go E, it's a vertical line down and three horizontal lines. So I need a total of four merges in this case. And we're going to set up The first one's going to be vertical. The next 3 of those is going to be horizontal. So 1, 2, and 3. And I believe I've already found the letter E, so you can see that if I hover over there, it'll tell me what it is. But I do not know what the letter H looks like, so you can see it's hidden. So it's kind of a little bit of a mystery puzzle kind of game, and just try to figure out how things work. We'll hit the play button here, and you'll see that it'll take a while for these eyes to generate through the whole system. And sometimes we'll get backups because it's waiting on parts. And that can count either for or against you, depending on how you're playing. But you can see we have the E. There we go. We have a new recipe, which is the H. It's going up there, and then we'll have C. And as all those numbers fill up, so we'll have numbers up there. As long as all of them say 1, we'll spit out the shape, and we'll have it going here. So, why am I talking about this game? 1, it was on Steam sale for like $5. And 2, it's super cool. Like, just figuring out how basic letters, like when you think about it, you're making all these letters out of just a letter I. It's super fun, super, I just like it. These games where we're just taking simple things and making things to make things to make things, super fun. And I kind of dig this. If you take a look here, I have an extra C and an extra O because we're producing those faster than the other shapes because they require significantly less resources. Like an E requires a lot of resources. We need 4 inputs, whereas a C needs just 1 input, and an O needs only 2, an H needs 3, and an E needs 4. So we can kind of go back and forth, and as we spit those things out, they come over here, and we're just trying to fill this area up to score all of our points. You can also hit spacebar to make things go faster, and you can see the little dots there fill up. You can see the global best is 7, so we know that. We have that, and then we have our global best there. So let me take a look. Letters overflow. That's up at the top there. So if there's extra numbers there, you can kind of have less and do well there. Or cycles per box. As it goes through, it's a cycle. Every time it clicks, it's 1 cycle. And we could try to do a lesser amount there. Now, we don't know how many people have done this, but on other places, like if we go in here and play and just do the basic words, people have done, I think, like for Ivy, trying to figure that out. Which is a vertical line. We take 2 vertical lines, merge them together, and then we take 2 vertical lines, merge them together, and then another vertical line and merge that together, and we get Ivy. Super fun little game. It allows you to go through and make your own words. You can see recipes about how letters are created, and there's multiple ways to create different letters. So depending on the level, sometimes they will limit you on how you can go through and create things. Like the letter B, I combine 2 D's on top of each other, and we're ready to go. That may work, but there's other ways to create a B inside of this game. So it's super, super fun to go through and figure out how to optimize things, how to generate them, and go through and kind of figure out what's going on. And you can see there's lots of letters that I have no idea how to generate yet. And we'll figure that out as we go forward. Like a Q, I have no idea how to do that yet. A P, I know how to do, but an R, I'm not really sure of. I don't know how to get that angle on there. So I'll figure that out eventually, but I'm pretty happy with how this game works, what it does, and just makes you think about how things go together and why they go together the way they do. So this has been Word Factory. For the month of October here, I'm just going through and reviewing or looking quickly at random games that I own on Steam that I kind of picked up for relatively little money and just had fun playing with and seeing how they go. So if this is something that's interesting to you, it's a great game. It keeps me busy. It's one of those games you can jump into, just play a level or 2, and you can also always create your own levels. Either people have created words for you, or you can just type your own and go through there. But hey folks, this has been Word Factory, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.